Happy holidays, my fellow nerds, geeks, and or comic book lovers. Welcome to my channel. My name is NeuroSpider369, and today we'll be taking a look at my top 5 episodes featuring Gotham's most chilling villain, Mr. Freeze. Now, as always, this list is of my own personal opinion, so feel free to put your list down in the comments. Well, without further ado, let's get into it. Number 5, Freezer Burned from Justice League Action. Mr. Freeze is once again out to freeze all of Gotham City, this time using Killer Frost as the power source for his latest weapon after double-crossing her. So it's up to Batman and Firestorm to take down Freeze while also rescuing Frost in the process. This episode was mostly kind of funny for how much Firestorm constantly simped over Frost, but I did like what we got with Freeze too. Most people prefer the version that was popularized by the animated series, and don't get me wrong, I love it too. But every once in a while, much like with Catwoman, it's nice to just switch it up and have them portrayed as villains. And that's basically what we see here. Freeze is attempting to turn all of Gotham into the next Ice Age. You could also argue that he's doing it to make everyone suffer and put them through what he endures constantly in his condition, and that way he still comes off as sympathetic to some level. Number 4, Bold Beginnings from Batman the Brave and the Bold. After being captured and frozen into icicles by Mr. Freeze, Green Arrow, Plastic Man, and Aquaman are left to reminisce about when all three had first teamed up with Batman back in their early days of crime fighting. Freeze's plan is essentially the same as with the previous entry, except this time he's planning to wipe Gotham right off the map with glaciers. Don't ask me how. This version of Freeze was heavily inspired by the George Sanders role of the character from the 60s Batman TV show, as made self-evident by the astronaut-like suit and German accent. It's a nice nod to the Silver Age, as well as to an underrated depiction of the character. Plus, I had to include the show on here somewhere, as it's my favorite Batman cartoon, and will always hold a special place in my heart. Number 3, Artifacts from the 2004 Batman. Taking place in the year 3027, a group of researchers explore a long-abandoned Batcave in search of a way to take down an old enemy that's returned to a futuristic Gotham, while at the same time, we're shown flashbacks from 1,000 years in the past in which an aging Batman faces off against a very powerful Mr. Freeze. Now, it's of course these flashbacks that make this episode absolutely kick ass, especially with Batman resembling Frank Miller's adaptation of the character and Freeze looking like a giant mechanized iceberg. Not to mention, in addition, we get to see a grown-up Dick and Barbara become the heroes Nightwing and Oracle. Although this could never beat the number 1 spot on my list, I still think that this episode gave us the best fight between Batman and Freeze 4 years prior to Arkham City. Number 2, Deep Freeze from Batman the Animated Series. Grant Walker, a wealthy amusement park mogul, has Freeze kidnapped from his cell at Arkham in hopes of achieving immortality so that he may live long enough to see his plans of transforming the whole world into a frozen wasteland come to fruition. And to make matters worse, Freeze is forced into complying with Walker's demands despite his initial rejection at first. This, however, gives him all the more reason to help the dynamic duo take down Walker and foil his plans of remaking the world into his own image. You gotta feel bad for Freeze. All he wanted to do was save his wife, and then she's used as a bargaining chip against him by Walker just to fulfill his own grandiose visions. Be that as it may, I still thought the manner in which he sought to achieve immortality was really interesting. Many different villains throughout the decades have had different ways of obtaining this same goal, but gaining it artificially through cryogenics has always been the most fascinating concept to me. In fact, I even created my own OC villain relatively based on this some years back, but we won't go into that for this video. And now for my favorite Mr. Freeze episode, which I'm pretty sure you've all guessed what it is by now. Number 1, Heart of Ice from Batman the Animated Series. Yeah, come on. I think we all knew this was going to be the case. It's the one and only definitive Mr. Freeze story, the one that made him such a fan favorite among nerds, geeks, and comic book lovers such as myself. Paul Dini sure did one hell of a job when he rewrote Freeze from the two-dimensional villain he used to be to the sympathetic and tragic hopeless romantic we all know and love him as today. Not only is this my favorite Mr. Freeze episode, but I'd go as far as to say it's my favorite episode in general from the animated series. I mean, for Doom's sake, it won a Daytime Emmy Award. If that doesn't solidify my statement, then I don't know what will. Either way, it's a true masterpiece, and nothing can compare to it in terms of Freeze outside of the comics. Well, there you have it. Those are my top 5 Mr. Freeze episodes. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what your favorite Mr. Freeze episode is. Although, let's be honest, if it's not Heart of Ice, then you're just completely insane. And that's coming from me, of all people. But anyways, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And hopefully I will see you guys in the next video. Catch y'all later.